on your date with your best gal. Everything's going well. You have greened every quick time event and finally worked up the courage to kiss her.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't...
No, it's fine. It's just...
What?
Your breath is really bad.
Oh my God!
But don't worry, the love doctor is here to save the day. Today, we're gonna be diving into some of the worst dates of all time, figuring out what they should have done, what were some of the red flags, and how it affected their life. And be warned, the deeper we go, the worse it gets. Mordecai is what some might call a loser. He's in his mid-20s, stuck in a dead-end job, has no goals, no ambitions, and all he does is play video games. And yet somehow he's still able to pull bitches. Makes you wonder, what am I doing wrong? Anyway, Mordecai's been eyeing Margaret's big feathery bird ass for a minute now. But that man ain't got no type of game.
Come on, come on. Man.
Gone are the days where you could say, woman, I've stared at your derriere for quite some time, actually, and find it quite dashing, and was wondering if we could partake in intercourse.
You want my children? Take them!
But that's not gonna work anymore. You have to be charming, charismatic, you know, everything Mordecai is not. But with a little bit of help from his friends, they basically bet that if he can't get some beak from her by Friday, he has to wear a diaper. He finally gets his first date with Margaret. And off the rip, Mordecai's already messed up. No, it's not because he borrowed her car to pick her up. Honestly, that's a green flag for Margaret. She's holding him down till he comes up. There's nothing wrong with that. He messed up because for his first date of choice, he chooses a movie date. Never let a movie be your first date. How are you supposed to get to know somebody if someone is getting the brakes beat off of them in front of you in IMAX? But they could be watching Wuthering Heights, The Notebook. Nobody trying to watch that bullshit. So they're at the movies and Mordecai's trying to find the perfect moment to get some beak. But they must have put on one of my YouTube videos or something because she cannot stop giggling. So Operation Beak at the movie has been a failure. And now Mordecai is running out of time. So he does what he should have done in the first place and takes her to a nice view by the lake. But the issue is him having so much PTSD from his breath stinking in the past when they first kissed was a whole thing. They went back in time, stopped the kiss from ever happening. You know, regular show stuff. He is now popping mints and gum like candy. Listen, Mordecai, all you gotta do is this.
What makes me happy?
You are good. Cause like your breath still stinks. Now you just got the ability to spawn blizzards. So he freezes the car door shut, exposing Muscle Man and Rigby behind it. And now she's wondering what's going on. So you have at least two options. One, you can lie to her, or two, you cannot want to lie to her, but you gotta lie to her. Look, how else do you explain to the girl that you want that the only reason this date is happening was that you betted your friend that you could get some beak from her by Friday? That sounds crazy. But Mordecai chooses to tell the truth, which led to her running away. What did I tell you? So Mordecai chases after her and finally decides to tell her that he likes her. And as he's turning into a block of ice, Margaret goes up to him, leans forward, and says,
A nice week, diaper boy.
holy blue balls. You see, this is a bad date. Mordecai should have just took her to the lake in the first place, had a good time, chilled and vibed, and then seen if he could possibly get some beak, you know? But the brother already married her in his mind, and everything he does just seem awkward and cringe. Like that, I didn't know. I would take my time just to figure out. Now, you could argue this date ends worse than all of them, but I'm gonna call cap. But let's talk about it first. So Issei's a normal high school student whose goal in life is to have the same amount of rings Bill Russell got, but with bad bitches. He's also an extreme gooner. So one day, Issei's sulking about getting no play. Then a girl walks up to him and asks if he was single. And this is when we should go over the signs a bitch is trying to kill you. A random girl you never met confesses her love to you. She's trying to kill you. If she says she's been watching you and you seem gentle, that bitch is trying to kill you. She shoots a wide open three, she's trying to kill you. Asks to let her drive, she's trying to kill you. She got big ass titties, she's trying to kill you. And yeah, it looked like a fun date, but when the date was reaching its climax, Yuma asked Issei a question. I'm starting to notice a common theme here. Don't answer these girls' questions. She asked Issei would he die for her. Then she transforms into this female devil djinn, clothes being held together by hopes and dreams. And she says she had fun on the date, surprisingly. Then she stabs him in the stomach, leaving him to bleed out and die.
Oh no. I say when we're done.
He got resurrected by a bad bitch. And now every day he's sleeping with a new girl on his bed. So how bad could it really have been? Like, baby, oh, like. If your love life makes you sad,
If Jesus came down and introduced you to me, I still would say no.
heartbroken, Emotional.
I'm out.
Be prepared, I'm about to make it 10 times worse.
You and I are going to do a movie marathon.
Yeah, no. We start with Dingy in the phone booth, just trying to get out the rain, when this purple-haired woman walks in for a second. You know, I thought this was gonna be some wholesome How I Met Your Mother type of story, but instead she started roasting Dingy, saying he looks like her dead dog. I don't know. But Dingy pulls one of the smoothest tricks out his bag. He throws up a flower that he ate earlier and gives it to her. And fellas, get you a woman that look at you like these. Now I bet you're wondering how a woman with that much care behind those eyes ends up in a worst date video. She's a bad bitch. That's why. This is the same look they give you before they disappear from your life forever. I too am a victim of this, and I would go through that pain again and again and again until one day I finally see the light, until I finally see that nice girl that I've been overlooking this whole time. And I tell that bitch to move out the way. My future wife is behind you. They say diamonds were made with pressure.
Ew, 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 ew.
And I don't know how much pressure I can take. So she tells him to come by her cafe sometime so she can pay him back. He shows up the same day. No, scratch that. He actually beats her to her job. Only a girl could have a guy turn into the Flash for some buns. He even placed the order already. This dude is in love. The sparks are flying. She's laughing at his jokes, touching him, teasing him, playing with her hair while maintaining eye contact. She's what I like to call the flirting final boss. Then we get to the date. Rize invites Dingy to her school at night. After hours, no teachers in sight. Yeah, I mess with a cool study vibe type of date. They end up taking their clothes off. Not the kind of studying I was talking about, but hey. And as I see him jump in the air, meet out, I realize this relationship means something to me. I'm watching Dingy have what people yearn for. And then I start believing in love again. Then I scroll on TikTok and I realize my generation is cooked. So they finish swimming, Rize kills a guy, and they move this date to the festival. Everything seems normal. They're talking, the night is winding down, and then Rize brings up running away together, leaving their current lives behind. She tells Dingy that she likes him, but you see, Dingy life is peaking right now. For normal people risking your life, killing devils every day for a biggie bag with coworkers that will kill you in an instant you look at them funny, doesn't seem like a good life. But me and Dingy are from the slums. Y'all wouldn't get it. And we can't just throw all that away for love. And this is Rize's first red flag, because you should never give somebody this type of ultimatum. So he asks, can I still keep my job and be with you? And you know what she says? Dingy, you like somebody else. What? That's what you call not handling rejection. And I mean, is she wrong? Technically, no. But she shouldn't come to that conclusion. Then she breaks my ankles. She kisses him. So now I'm thinking, okay, everything's cool, back on track. Yeah, no, she bites his tongue off. Yeah, love isn't real, I give up. Isn't it lovely? Oh, heart made of glass, my mind of stone. This date is probably the most famous one. I mean, this date caused the man to get tortured by a freaked out Jason, which led to him remembering how messed up his mom was, which in a weird way was a good therapy session for him. Maybe the key to solving people's trauma is counting backwards from 7 and having a centipede crawl through your ear. And if you ever catch a purple-haired woman with glasses that loves to read out in the wild, blow that bitch up. So Kaneki's been telling his homie that this girl in the coffee shop is bad as fuck, and today's the day he's going to ask her out on a date. So she walks in and her fit is straight. You letting a woman who dressed like this ruin your life? See, I like my girl to dress kind of like a man. I wanted her in sneakers, baggy jeans, and a long sleeve from the men's section. I'm barking just thinking about it. But Kaneki isn't me. He likes a girl that dresses from the 1950s. Hey, if he like it, I love it. So call it fate or a predator learning its prey habits. But Kaneki peeps that Rize is also reading the same book as him. And when I was in the game before, you know, before I got forcibly retired because I get no hoes, we called this an alley-oop. So they plan a date to go to the bookstore, and we do not want to see that, so we go over to the cafe. Kaneki ordered a steak, and Rize got 2 basic ass sandwiches. And I know when you're on a date, you probably want to portray to her like you're that guy, so you order a steak, medium well type shit. But that's not you. We know what you want: the burger and fries, some chicken tendies, maybe even at your grown age, some chocolate milk. Always be yourself, unless absolutely no one likes you. Then you need to change. So the date's winding down. It's time for them to go their separate ways. And then she asks something worse than when you're asked to go check what that noise was downstairs. She asks, can he walk her home? Normally this sounds okay, but she lives where all them crazy ghoul attacks occurred. So first thing, how much y'all think Kaneki weigh? Like 130? You think this scrawny guy's protecting you from a bloodthirsty ghoul? And 2, either get a gun or move. This our first date, and I'm already playing Superman. So Kaneki says yes, and I get it, most of us would, until I seen that dark-ass alleyway. Then I'm saying
Sayonara, Nick!
so they make it to her stop, and I guess she lives at a construction work site. Kaneki tries to secure a second date, and Rize starts going deep in her bag.
I'll admit, I love the way you look at me. I want you just as much as you want me.
And hearing all that, I'm throwing everything I said away. I am folding. But then she takes a chomp out that man's shoulder. Again, that name and biting their partners, I guess it just goes hand to hand. And she says this.
Here's the thing. There's something I like even more than reading. Know what that is? Ripping the organs out of someone who's too terrified to run away from me.
Yeah, man, just go gay. So she picks Kaneki up and flings him through a building. The fact that this man survived that and was still trying to run away is just wild to me. So as she's attacking him, these steel beams fall on her and kill her instantly. Or is she really dead? Anyway, this leads to Kaneki getting surgery, transforming him into the first one-eyed ghoul. And now he can't even eat his favorite meal, all because he wanted some buns. This is my obsession, and I don't know what to do. So this date should be fresh on everyone's mind, and everything wrong with this date should fall on the shoulders of this guy, Bear. Bear is what I like to call Mordecai if he was in real life. You know, the awkward, shy, nice guy gimmick. Whole time he's a loser. Bear likes Nikki, but he's too scared to tell her, so the friend group all plans to meet at a bar. But before going there, Bear decides to replace Nikki's crystal necklace that she broke. But instead of getting the crystal, he gets something called a one-wish willow. And all that weird voodoo stuff, keep it away from me. I don't need a girl plucking my hair. I don't need no name rituals. And I definitely not eating no spaghetti. So the night ends, Bear drives Nikki home. She's kind of subtly giving him lobs to express his feelings towards her. At one point, I believe she even says, Bear, do you like me? But his lame ass said, nah, I don't. I just see you as a friend type shit. Okay, buddy. What was the point of practicing to the waiter? So he proceeds to use the one wish willow and wishes that Nikki would love him more than anyone else in the world. And that wish itself should have told you what kind of person he is. More than anyone in the world? You want her to love you more than she loves her mom? You want her to love you more than her kids if she had them? At least when you're dealing with the supernatural, do it on yourself. You should have asked. I wish I had the confidence to tell her I liked her. But no, he wants to mess up somebody else's livelihood. So the wish comes true. He gets what he wants, the girl of his dream. Then we get to the dinner date. We all know Bear's a bad guy, but I couldn't help but cringe at possessed Nikki. They're chatting it up when Bear gets a call from his friend Ian. And by friend, I mean Ian's been messing with Nikki this whole entire time, knowing Bear likes him. Even offering advice on what to say to Nikki, knowing he was cracking. Yeah, this whole friend group gotta blow up. So he tells Bear that Nikki lied about her father having cancer. And he's also telling him that Nikki has never liked him. She's seen him as a brother, and then we see her just step out of frame and start staring at him. At that moment, I don't even know what happened. I started covering my eyes. I was pussy. So it finally hits him. Maybe the one wish willow did work. So he asks her, Nikki, do you love me more than anyone in the whole entire world? And she says yes. Now it's front and center. Bear knows the wish worked, but I guess he wanted to double check because he asked her, why did you lie about your dad having cancer? And then she starts freaking out.
Oh, no, 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 don't do that! I thought we were having a nice day.
Secondhand embarrassment I felt seeing this got people at the restaurant screaming, oh shit! I would have just thrown myself out the window. But the worst part about his date is after. He grapes her. No ifs, doubts about it. He knows this is not Nikki and still chooses to do what he did. I don't even got no advice for him. Fine God. My short kings, this one's for you. Koji's called by this random girl from his school to meet with him at a cafe. And his hating ass homeboys cannot believe this is happening. And to be fair, Koichi can't believe this is happening either. He's telling her if this is about the homework, don't bother. I may be a nerd, but I'm also a dumbass. But she tells him she asked him on this date to confess that she's madly in love with him. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but she doesn't know this dude. Now, it would be a lie if I said I didn't like my girl a little obsessed. You know, just a tad. But she's taking this to the extreme. She immediately asked the question, do you love me? Do I love you? Bitch, I don't even know you. Now, these assimilation of words could either cause someone to do the dash, but Koichi is a nice dude. He probably thought, bitch, I don't know you. But what he said was, we're moving way too fast. Then she immediately pulls the you must hate me card. Ladies and gentlemen, we call this love bombing. When this card is played, the user overwhelms the person with affection, creating an artificial bond, which leaves the target feeling disoriented, deeply dependent, and doubting their own reality. When the affection eventually stops for everyone, but The love doctor. This is toxic. And the reason why she loves him this hard is because he has the potential to be the man of her dreams. Do you know the amount of group chats that I am in where people are saying they have the potential to be bad if they just lost some weight? It's sickening. And this date is bad, but what makes it worse is that she's a lunatic, a hairy lunatic. She started making him handmade clothes. She started making him home-cooked meals for every lunch. I mean, is this really that bad? I mean, she made sure her soon-to-be man was not talking to no other bitches. I mean, that's doing the most, but is it really worse than she kidnaps him? Oh. Long as we got love, long as we got love. Abe Martinez has trauma on top of trauma. And for good reason, too. Someone shot a minigun through their car, blew up the car in front of him, which caused his mother's death. And that's honestly not the worst of it, because his mother possibly could have survived, but the trauma team did her worse than when the hospital found out Mr. Krabs didn't have insurance. I say all this to say that, not even a week later, dead mom and all, David still wanna hang with a bad bitch. And this date's not gonna be conventional like the ones you're gonna see. You see Lucy pickpocketing on the subway. Typical bad bitch behavior. And when she tries to pickpocket David, he uses his new enhancements to catch her in the act. Now, I don't think I should say this or have to, but you probably shouldn't date the girl that tried to rob you. But David got one thing on his mind and one thing only. That robotic cat. And I can't lie, I want it too. He's already doing what she asks, using the Sandevistan to help her rob people, not worried about himself, just doing anything to impress her, which causes him to get a nosebleed and he passes out. But there's good news, she calls an ambulance for him. And hey, that's her first green flag, so we'll take what we can get. And only in Night City will you call for some help, the EMT that's supposed to help you will rob your ass. So Lucy knocks the EMT out, and they go rolling down the highway. And for your typical square, this might look like something very dangerous, but for someone in love, this might be the most romantic thing in the world. Imagine telling your kids that you and your mother's first date was you on a stretcher swerving onto oncoming traffic. And when you saw the pleasure on her face as she caused accident after accident, that's when you knew she was the one. It's gotta be something we all strive for. And I'll say this again, way better than going to the movies to see The Notebook. So yeah, fun. And after getting all patched up, he's heading to her crib. So far so good. The date's going pretty well. Little minor hiccups here and there, but nothing too crazy. Minor? Lucy is on a date with a minor. I mean, she's got this child stealing, underage drinking. So you know what? This automatically qualifies as a bad date. And you know what? At first, I thought Lucy had game, putting on his clothes, trauma bonding, taking this man to the moon. But would this work on a grown man, aka myself? Yes. Now there's one thing bugging me. While they were having the time of their life in this virtual reality on the moon, I just kept hearing like saxophones playing. And as they kept having fun, it kept getting louder. Then he gets yanked out of VR. 3 swole men, well, 2.5 swole men are in front of him. And the last look he sees is Lucy lighting up a cigarette. He got lined. Man, all I can say is be careful. If they do some sketchy stuff on a date, like posting you on their story with the location on, you know what's up.
Oh shit! It's the ops! Get down, me!
Wait, Ron, you're just gonna end it like that?